What up, what up, what up, good people? How's everybody doing out there? What's going on, y'all? Is the echo still there? I just want to share this over to Facebook real quick, man. Just want to have a quick conversation. I do these midday motivation type deals from time to time, and it's just it blows my mind that some people are literally um, just forming their whole life away as far as their time, their gifts, their talents, um, and their wealth, right? So you use your gifts, your talent, your time, but you're building their wealth. So that's what today's conversation is about, man. It's really about having the unmitigated gall to want to build something for yourself. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go quit your job today. That ain't what we're talking about. But what we're saying is you have a keen understanding that while you are building someone else's empire, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've had jobs. It's one of those things where you just got to take care of your family. You got to do what you got to do, right? But the question is, knowing full well that they are leveraging your talent, your time, and your gifts, and you're building wealth for them. At what point do you start building wealth for yourself? At what point do you take some of that same energy and effort that you're using or allowing other people to use to leverage to build their wealth and their empire? When do you start doing that for yourself? That is the question that we have today. Because I want you to look at something. You've been taught to go to school, get a good education, so that you can get a good job, so that you can live the American dream, right? Everybody's been taught that. Am I lying? Everybody's been taught that. But let's look at what's happened on your route to doing that. You went to school and somebody else got wealthy. You got a good education. You went to college, you got your degree, you got your master's. Somebody else got wealthy, and chances are you went into a little bit of debt. Is that fair to say? Right? Then, because now you have this debt, you feel that you owe society because you went to school, you got grants, you got loans, and things of that nature. So now you have to get into the workforce so you can start paying off some of those debts, right? Come on, stream. Looks like my stream is a little shaky here. But got yourself into some debt, but somebody else got wealthy. Then you go and you sign up for your first job, you apply for your first job, you get hired, and that's cool. Now you're making money for yourself, you're making money to cover some of those debts, but You're not building wealth for you and your family. Let me switch this over to my Wi-Fi on my phone, and let's see if I can get a stronger connection. I'm trying to get a stronger connection by using the signal on my phone. So go ahead and type in the chat where you're from. If you want to join the conversation, you got some questions, comments, or observations based on today's topic. Uh, but yeah, you went to school and somebody else got wealthy. You went to get your master's degree, somebody else got wealthy. You started your career. What is all that? All right, let's make sure that. All right, there we go. You started your career, you're working your 9 to 5. Somebody else is getting wealthy. They're leveraging your talent, they're leveraging your time, they're leveraging your gifts to build wealth for themselves. The question is, at what point do you start building wealth for yourself? Right? So, what I did was, while I was working my 9 to 5, I was building a business along the side. Right? I was building my financial education franchise while I was working my 9 to 5. And all right, looks like we are back. Stream is trying to stabilize. Oh, crap. Capola. Capola. There we go. All right. All right. So I think our stream issue is corrected and we are good to go. So give me a thumbs up, comment in the chat if you can hear me okay and we're solid with no buffering. I want to make sure that we are good to go. Looks like the stream is starting to stabilize for us. Um, but I really want to encourage you today that your gift, your talents, your special ability, it's okay to farm that stuff out to put food on the table. It's okay to farm that stuff out to bring in some money to help with some of the debt obligation that you have, to put a roof over your head. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to make sure that long-term wealth is being built for you and your family? That is the question, right? Because we know you can't will a job to your children. We know that companies have done away with pension plans and things of that nature. And it's on you to build generational wealth for you and your family. The question is, what are you doing to make that happen for you and your family? Your time, your energy, your talent, their wealth. Are you ready to learn how to leverage your gifts and talents to build wealth for yourself? Or are you going to be comfortable and content with hoping your job does the right thing, hoping that they can keep you on for the next 20, 30 years until it's time for you to retire? But even if they do keep you on for 20 or 30 years and it's time for you to retire, you're not going to retire with 100% of the income you're making right now. Where is that going to leave you if you have no hiccups? You got zero hiccups. You don't get laid off. You don't lose your job. Your job doesn't outsource and go overseas or any of that. You have no hiccups with your job. You come to the end of your retirement road, no hiccups, stay consistent on the job, got your little raises along the way, but you retire on 60% of your income. Where does that leave you? Is that going to be enough? Or are you going to be able to pay off your mortgage in the next 20 years to make sure that you take that expense off the table? Or are you going to make sure that you have enough money saved to the side that's going to take care of your health care concerns when you get up in age? Or are you going to have enough money to make sure that you can travel and that your lifestyle doesn't change upon retirement? If not, then the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue to farm out your talent, your time, and even your money? See, not only have you been told to go to school, get a good education, get a good job so that you can have benefits and that job is going to take care of you for the next 40 or 50 years, but then you're told to take your money and save it, right? Put it in the bank so that it can grow for you, so it can work for you. Do you think you are on the current route that you're on right now? Even if you don't have any hiccups on your job, say you're immune to layoffs and any of that kind of stuff. Come on, be honest with me. Type in the chat. Do you think you're going to be comfortable 30 years from now when it's time to retire? The current path, the trajectory that you're on right now with your job, your lifestyle, your children, your mortgage, whatever. You know your own personal financial situation. On your current path right now, can you say without a shadow of a doubt the path you're on right now is going to lead you to financial success when it's time for retirement? Because if not, the question is, what are you going to do differently to change? That's the question. What are you going to do differently to change that? Here's what I recommend, and take it for what it's worth. I'm not a financial planner, advisor. I can't tell you what to do with your life. If what I did was I took an inventory of my gifts and talents. The same things that make me who I am on the job that I had before I was able to retire, those same gifts and talents that led me to have a job that was paying okay money for the St. Louis area, I said, well, let me take an inventory of those gifts and talents. Let me take an inventory of the things that I'm passionate about, the things that I do well, and let me see how many of those things can I farm out and create some sort of product or service that I can render myself outside of my job, and I maintain and retain all of the profits. Comment in the chat if you know you have a special gift or talent that you could be making money from outside of your job. What is your special gift and talent? Right? For me, I was a youth basketball coach and trainer. So I knew while I was working my job, I was volunteering. Wasn't making any money doing that. I was just volunteering. But then I thought, well, I send my kids to other people to get trained and I pay them for that. So that means I could have someone pay me for similar services. So I created my own athletic training company called Solid Foundation Athletic Academy, where we teach and train people how to become bigger, stronger, and faster. Right? What do you have in your arsenal of gifts and talents that you can turn into a business? That you can make some money with, that you can start building wealth with for yourself. You can't say that you don't have any, because if you got a job, you've got some gifts and talents, otherwise they wouldn't be paying you. Otherwise they would not be paying you. Because I was able to start my own athletic academy, that allowed me to then start writing off some of my lifestyle. right? I was already taking my boys out of town to play on their AAU teams and things of that nature. Well, as a training and athletic academy, a lot of that stuff became tax write-offs for me. So that saved me money, right? You have to start taking an inventory of your gifts, talents, and special abilities to learn what it is that you can do for yourself and start building wealth for yourself. I still have my 9 to 5. Just from 6 to 10, I was working on my own business. I was working on my own projects. I was putting together my own revenue models, my own income streams. I was doing things that all of my businesses can be willed to my children. I was positioning myself to become fully responsible for my empire. And now I'm a full-time entrepreneur, right? So the question is, how long can you afford to farm your gifts, talents, and give away your time and money to help build somebody else's wealth before you start doing it for yourself, right? Who's out there with me? Are you able to say with 100% certainty that if I stay on the path that I'm on, I'm going to be okay in my retirement years? If you're saying yes, then you're saying something that's contrary to the Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration said there's only 5% of working class people that's going to get to a place of financial stability and be able to maintain their lifestyle in their retirement years. Other 95% ain't gonna make it. 5% of people in this economy get to retirement years and they're financially independent. Everybody else is having to depend heavily on charity. They're having to go back to work. They're having to depend on friends and family. They're having to depend on the government. They're just not in a financially sound place because of the things that they did in their past. Right? Deuteronomy 8:18, for those Bible, those who are Christians like me, says God gives us the ability to create wealth. Now, if you take that ability that He gave you to create wealth for yourself, and you created wealth for other people for 50 years, you cannot be mad at God when it comes time for you to retire and you need another job. Right? Does that make sense? Everything that God has created creates an abundance. And all you have to do is be smart enough to use it to your benefit. Right? You got some land, plant some fruit trees. 20 years from now, those fruit trees will pay you in abundance. Right? You're young, you're strapping, you're still staying home with mom and dad, don't have a whole lot of financial responsibilities, but you're working a job. Take those resources and start planting them. 15 years from now, you've been investing your paychecks while you was living with mom the first 5 years, that built a nest egg that continued to grow even when you got out on your own. And now all of a sudden at 40 years old, you got a $500,000 and you can write your own ticket. How long will you continue down the path that you're currently on if you know without a shadow of a doubt it's not going to lead you where you want to be? Right? We're following the crowds, we're following the masses, and all we have to do is look at our parents' generation, look at the generation before them, and say, hey, if I stay on the same path that they took, what will I have in retirement? I only know a handful of people who are retired and their houses are paid off, their vehicles are paid off, they're able to live a decent lifestyle with the pension income or the investment income that they created for themselves. Everybody else I know in retirement age are struggling, still working. Can you say that the path you're on is going to lead to something different from for yourself? That is the question. If not, what are you going to do about it? So this is today's uh, midday conversation. Basically, me just ranting about a random topic. But if you guys got questions about some things that you can do, some of you guys know that I'm a branding and marketing coach at Monetize My Life Academy. I teach people how to make money online. Others know that I have a financial education franchise. I teach people how to make money with their own money. So if you got questions on any of those programs, then all you got to do is leave a comment or uh, shoot me a text at 314-874-6887. I love to chat with you about how you can turn some of your passions into profits and use our platform to kind of help educate you and guide you along the way. You need a good coach or mentor in business or in finances, give me a shot. Let me see if I can help you transform your finances and learn how to profit from your own gifts, talents, time, and money instead of letting other people do that and you don't profit, you don't build any wealth for yourself, right? Because at the end of the 50 years on the job, there is no wealth at the end of that rainbow unless you're doing something radically different than the masses of Americans. Right? So I'm H Cortez, financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it, but more importantly, you deserve it.